Assalamu alaikum everyone, how are you doing? Inshallah you're keeping safe and healthy and happy during these times. Today we're going to listen to a lecture by Norman Ali Khan. I think inshallah you'll benefit from it, and you'll find it significant in the time that we're going through now. We're going to be listening together, and I'm going to be making comments throughout the video inshallah. So let's begin.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to Amazed by the Quran, a series in which I love sharing with you things I find amazing about the Quran. And today is really a small snippet from the story of one of my favorite prophets of all time, Musa alayhi salam, and something that's really, really inspiring. I find it incredibly inspiring. Musa alayhi salam was traveling with his family. They got lost in the middle of the desert. It was getting cold. So much so that they were starting to freeze, and he needed to get a fire going. And he sees a fire long in the distance, up on top of a mountain that his family can't even see. He says, "Inni anastu nara," I can sense there's a flame there, right? And so he tells his family to wait there, and comes back. Hopefully, I can get some guidance there. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَصْطَلُونَ, so you can get warmth. Right, so they are freezing. So it's a desperate situation. They're lost in the middle of the desert. It's getting dark. There's nobody around, and now he's going to go and seek, this fire. And of course,
I just want to stop here before we continue. You see how desperate he was, and he's supposed to be taking care of his family as well. They're in the middle of the dark. He's trying to find a solution. I think the times we're going through now, maybe you'd agree with me that we're feeling the same. We're feeling desperate. We're feeling surrounded with darkness. We're feeling anxious. We're feeling a bit scared. So inshallah we'll see what happened with Musa alayhi salam, and reflect on ourselves and the time we're going through.
Knows that he met in conversation with Allah through the burning bush when he got up on the mountain. There's one phrase in there that says "Ana akhtartuka." When Allah spoke to him, he says, "It is I, in fact, that has chosen you." And it just took me for a spin. When someone's chosen by a higher authority, like if somebody's called in to meet with the president, or a king calls, or the principal of the school called you to give you an award or something, there's a ceremony. It's bright lights, it's cameras, it's, an audience, and there's a standing ovation, and then somebody is chosen or inaugurated, like there's this is anticipation that you're about to be given a special honor. And one of the most incredible honors ever given in human history is Allah speaking directly to a human being, telling him, "I, in fact, am the one that has chosen you." And this is...
I'm just going to stop here again. Imagine Allah choosing you to speak to you. Imagine that amazing honor. And he gave this amazing honor to Prophet Musa alayhi salam, speaking to him directly. What do you think Musa alayhi salam did to deserve this honor? What did he do through his life? I'd like to, inshallah, throughout this week, I'd like you to read or watch about the story of Musa alayhi salam and try and figure that out. Why did Allah give him this amazing honor? Also, I want us to reflect on ourselves. As you know, we're going through a very difficult time. The whole world is going through a difficult time, and the Muslim world especially. We've lost praying Jama'ah in the mosque. We are no longer pretty much... Most countries have closed the doors to Jama'ah. We can't pray Jama'ah anymore. There's no Salat al-Jumu'ah, Friday prayer for the men especially. We've lost that. We've lost our weekly khutbah. We've lost our gatherings. The haram, Umrah, all of that has been stopped. We're going through a very, very difficult time. It's a time that we should reflect on. Why did we lose all of this? Yes, we know, okay, it's the right thing that we shouldn't gather together so we don't cause more harm, and there's a reason behind it, but I meant like from the other perspective, it's like we've been deprived. And would Allah choose one of us to fix the situation? Would he choose one of us to be the leader of the Muslim Ummah, to help get out of the problems we're in, to guide other people? Ask yourself, and I ask myself too, are we doing what it takes for Allah to choose us? And Allah chose Musa alayhi salam with this great honor. Would Allah choose us with the state that we're in now? Would he choose us with the honor of carrying Islam on our shoulders, of trying to do the right thing, of trying to lead other Muslims? Or are we in such a bad state that Allah wouldn't choose us? This is a question that each of you needs to ask themselves. Are you doing the best you can do in your life? Are you being the best Muslim you can be? Are you being the best example you can be? Or are we just so taken by this dunya, taken by our desires, that we wouldn't be one that Allah would choose? We wouldn't be the ones from the people that Allah would choose. We wouldn't be one of those people. We hope we can be one of those people, but we have to reflect on ourselves, fix ourselves. The hard time that we're going through now is a time for us to reflect. Yes, it's very difficult, but it could also be a blessing in disguise, that we reflect on ourselves, we reflect on our mistakes. As a Muslim ummah, we need to get back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, let's continue.
This is the occasion. جِئْتَ عَلَى قَدْرٍ يَا مُوسَى. You have come right on time for the ceremony. You've come right on time. This, and exactly according to plan. In other words, this was the ceremony. Now, look at the background to this ceremony. There's no dressing up. There's no getting ready. There's no like anticipation. There's no family standing there trying to celebrate your this honor. The situation is things are dark, desperate, you're lost in the middle of a desert, there's not even a road, you may maybe find a fire, you're on the verge of death, not just you, your entire family, and yet the greatest honor and the greatest blessing has been bestowed upon you moments after one of the worst, most difficult moments and darkest moments in your life. That's what happened with Musa alayhi salam. What we're being taught is Allah has His way of bestowing blessings, and we may not see. Moments ago, like just moments ago, Musa alayhi salam could not have imagined that this is the greatest day of his life. He couldn't imagine that. He would be imagining this is one of the worst days of my life. This is one of the most difficult things I've had to do. Because, being worried about yourself is hard enough. He's actually worried about his entire family too. And it's in the middle of the dark. Some of the worst animals come out in the desert. And he's left them behind. And it's getting colder and colder. And even if he's going up the mountain, it's not like there's a fire down there, so he's got to come down and find his way back to find them somehow. It's not like there's a road that he can take back. You could easily get lost, And it's not like there's a paved road going up the mountain, so, once you go up, did I come back down this way or that way? These thoughts are running through his mind, and yet, in the middle of all of that distress and all of that hopelessness, what he's given is the greatest words of hope. I, in fact, am the one that has chosen you. وَأَنَا اخْتَرْتُكَ فَاسْتَمِعْ لِمَا يُوحَى. Listen to what's been revealed. In it, there's an incredible inspiration for all believers that Allah is never far away. No matter how dark your situation gets, how desperate it gets, how difficult it gets for you and your loved ones, Allah will, in fact, so long as you have reliance in Him, Allah will, in fact, bring you light from where nobody else could have seen it. And He'll turn things around just in a moment. And that's in the hands of Allah. All of that is in the hands of Allah, Every step you're taking up that mountain, and every rock you're climbing, and every time you're slipping and almost falling and getting desperate, don't think that this is going to last. Allah will give relief whenever and however He can. And it's not going to come in the way that we anticipated. May Allah Azza wa Jal make us a people of hope and continue to draw inspiration and amazement really from this incredible book. Barakallahu li wa lakum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I think that was really beautiful, and it's something we really need to hear in these times, that there is hope, that Allah is with us. And, like Prophet Musa, what he was going through, being worried about himself and his family, I think we're all feeling the same. We feel like it's a dark time. But then after this dark time, he got the greatest blessings and the greatest, the best, as the Sheikh was saying, like the best day of his life was just around the corner. So let's look at this hard time like that. We're going through a hard time, but inshallah our best times are coming ahead. But I said at the beginning, we need to prepare ourselves for that. We need to reflect on ourselves. We need to fix ourselves. We need to be ready for when Allah chooses us, chooses from us, the best ones of us to lead, inshallah, the good time we're going to go through. He chooses us. Let's have hope. Let's be people of hope. Let's not lose our hope in Allah. It will get better. So as I was saying, it's time for us to reflect on the blessings that Allah has given us. Yes, we're suffering a little bit at the moment. We're not able to go out as much as we like. We're not able to mingle with our friends as much as we like. We're feeling a bit scared, which is normal. But did we thank Allah properly when we had all those lessons before? Did we remember Allah the way we should have? I think most of us would say that we didn't. So this is a time to reflect on that. For this week, I'd like you to, for all of us, need to try and reflect on our prayers. We're at home, most of us, most of the time. We're not out and about. We don't really have an excuse not to be praying on time. We never really did, but now especially. So let's try and do our best. Let's try and pray on time, concentrate on our prayers, connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us get through these difficult times. And inshallah, soon Allah will bless us with His mercy and we'll be able to, all of us, get through this happily and healthily, inshallah. The assignment for this week, I'll be writing down in the Google Classroom. And from the time you have this lesson or this lecture, you have 1 week to complete it. Thank you very much, and inshallah, I'll see you again soon. Assalamu alaikum.